Hello and welcome back to the Agony Unrated game. Something I just want to point out before playing. In the first video, when I first started, there was this glitch where the menu was constantly scrolling down as if I'm holding down on the control stick here. And they've since patched it, and a little bit too well, because now the only way to move through the menus to use the D-pad rather than the regular joystick here. But you're still able to navigate through the menu, and you're able to play the game normally, so it's not too bad. It's a lot better than your character walking backwards indefinitely. Alright, so right where we left off, more or less, in the forest area. Make sure we have all our hearts. When the trailers for this game came out, people were under the assumption that this area would be like the Suicide Forest in Dante's Inferno, which is sort of a fair assumption considering how often Dante's Inferno is brought up when this game is talked about in any interviews or articles. There we go, we have all our hearts. Although I'm pretty sure that's not the case, especially since there's like 4 levels in Agony, levels or worlds if you want to call them that, while in Dante's Inferno you can at least say there's 9 levels in it. Raining men, hallelujah. See, this demon here has wings. Succubus I'm playing as wants wings too. It would be hilarious if one of those things fell on you and killed you. Probably infuriating to some degree as well, but also a little bit funny. There's a big boy. Wonder the Red Goddess just particularly likes Onoskeluses, since so many of them appear. Geometry of levels can be a bit whacked. Like, seems like an area you'd be able to just walk through, but no, you have to shimmy through it. some snake eyes. You can kill them as a succubus. I don't think I'm able to get through. I don't think I'm able to get through there. That doesn't seem like a route I can take. I'll do a quick check. No. I'm just gonna go forward. In this level, we first run into the Chort, which is a giant demon. Well, we first see him as an enemy, I guess would be more accurate. And it's kind of funny because in the first world, like at the very start of the maze, before you even see the Onoskelus, there's a note talking about the Chort. He doesn't appear in any substantial way other than as background decoration in the unrated version until the forest level here. So it would have been more interesting if, I guess, more logical if the note talking about him was at the start of the forest area, because you saw the area over there was pretty peaceful actually. Wasn't any demons to dodge. I have no idea why the screen is blurring like this. It's probably one of the settings. I think I collected this painting already. And I'll say, when I first played through this mode, I actually didn't know you could kill the Chort with the hearts. Trying to see what the switch be. And so I was spending any interaction with them just ducking and dodging rather than confronting them. I can walk up here. Oh, I can. There's a tentacle in its unanimated mode. That's kind of funny. Alright, I'm gonna try something kind of stupid. Wish me luck. Let's see if there's anything worthwhile over here. Hills of Agony. This giant guy. I want to know the lore behind these giant bodies. I like the Onoskelus statues. These giant tree branches swinging back there. Is that how you're supposed to get by there? I'm unsure, but it's probably not. But that's how I've done it. Great, I got to hear this a-hole whining. Just looking around for collectibles I missed. I don't know if you can kill him actually. Nope. One of the less naughty interactions between those two you can find in the game. What's down here? Oh, this is probably an Onoskelus you can observe. I have no idea if it is actually observable or not, and if so, like, if it's broken or not. Tower of the Goddess, we are in the right direction. Supposed to head in there, but I'm gonna explore over here real quickly, see if there's anything to grab that I might have missed. Oh, there's a giant hell beast. The Leviathan, they're called. Even though they fly in the air and not swim in the sea, I like to call them the majestic hell whales. Kinda looks like there's a collectible down there. Oh, there is. The fruits of exploration. The succubus can swim underwater indefinitely. It really is easier to go collectible hunting as a succubus than as like the martyr. Now in the normal game you're supposed to head back here and get the Onoskelus to break down the door. You have to possess her, and you needed to like throw torch from branch to branch over here, or at least you had to when the game first came out. And it was meant to be like a puzzle, but the problem is throwing torches is not really well defined. Like, you don't really know what arc your torch will take, and your character isn't that good at throwing things. And continue on. Here's an Onoskelus not having very much fun. Give me your heart. Quit whining. It's a lot of meat here. Imagine how this place must smell. How'd she even set up all this meat? Did she just materialize it from thin air? Alright, this is like part of a sigil puzzle you're supposed to look at. I think that thing there to solve it. But the succubus doesn't need to solve puzzles, so it's fine. It's interesting how, like, there's names for these little sub-areas. Here we're in a tower. Here's a note I somehow missed. Then we're in the goddess chamber. So they went out of their way to consider sort of the infrastructure of hell. Like, each area has a name and presumably a purpose, a larger purpose in things. I think if this game was better made and a bit more exploration friendly, it would have a much larger fan base dedicated to studying the lore. Wouldn't be quite as intricate as, say, you know, the Kirby lore or Fallout lore or something like that, but think it would have been, we've had some respectable lore scholars. Get a nice view of the level here. Seems like a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live here. And also, geometry of the level can be kind of annoying. Like, there's no real reason why I shouldn't be able to walk up here, but if I move left or right a little bit, that's a problem the game has in general. Here's another statue I found. There's a... kind of looks like they just took the model for the Red Goddess, made it larger and sort of stuck it there. There's a branch coming out of her. This guy is pointing at... there's a skull. Not a skull you can observe or anything, at least as far as I know. Even higher view of it. There's finally someone in one of these things. Worried they were all decoration and no use. You having fun in there? Yeah, typical of the Red Goddess, everyone else gets these shitty bone chairs and then she gets her fancy schmancy blood flesh chair. Now we are in the proper floating forest, as opposed to all those non-floating forests you hear so much about. I mentioned before I didn't know you could kill the chort with a heart when I first played through the game, and I actually did manage to kill one of them regardless of that, because he trapped me in a corner. And this was in the 4th level, not this level. Trapped me in a corner and I just kind of started swiping madly in hopes of getting him away, and it worked. Now he's gone, and what killed me? Was it the Anoskelus? I'm actually legitimately confused about that. Was it you? Probably. I have the means to kill him. Just need to get to him. Want to avoid this purple blue goop here. Got your heart. You're out of the equation, hopefully. Where's the big boy? Why is it playing the danger music? There he is. There we go. Not so tough now, are ya? Are ya? That's probably a place a martyr can check out, but not me. So when I first played through here, I had to sort of rush by because I couldn't kill the chort or didn't know how to. So I'm gonna take my time, appreciate this statue here. And that's supposed to be one of the forms the Red Goddess took. What's with Golden Boy over here? What makes him so damn special? Note. And the end of the line there, although there is a statue over there. One of the crappy things about the way Souls ended up working, where you need to unmask these people, is it could have been a really cool speedrun mechanic to like die and fly through an area really quickly and possess someone later in the level and then move on from there. When I first went through here, I actually fell down into the pit down there, and that is another part of the level. It's not like that kills you or anything. That means never got the opportunity to really explore what's up here. I see a collectible up there. End of the line. I guess there's nothing up there, at least if you're an Onoskelis. If you're a martyr, there's a flying hell wheel you can ride on, but the Onoskelis doesn't get to do that, apparently. Your only choice is to jump. We will be heading into one of the crappier areas in the game, in my opinion. The Fractal Forest. What an absolute mess of an area. Really don't like these things here. They can really easily kill you, and it's a bit difficult to kill them actually. Just need to steer clear. Just gonna skedaddle and get out of here as fast as I can. Spent so long trying to figure out where to go in here. Back over here. Oh, crap, that thing. Those are like the only things here in this game that actually unnerve me. Is there a collectible? No, just... There's a collectible. I got one collectible. I've done my dues. I've made my rounds. It's really crappy actually. I think I can hang out in here for a little bit. There's a collectible over there. And you can't access it. Blocked off by this fucking meat. So sad. Did it? Haven't seen one of them in a while. There's mother. Fractal Forest, aka Madmine Studios, discovers very vibrant lights and said, how many can we put in our game before we blind the player? Well, it turns out you can put in a bunch. And the Fractal Forest is where you find one of the angels and the gold pieces to assemble, which makes it even worse because that's where you have to muck around in. I spent a lot of time in that area just trying to figure out how to get out. These lungs? Seems like such an odd thing to just have laying around in your water here. Been a while since we killed a baby. And this is a collectible, but I have already collected it if it is. So I'll just stomp this baby's head. The developers are aware that the upside down cross isn't actually a Satanist symbol to represent St. Peter. Gonna let you live. You have such a lovely view. Wouldn't want to ruin it. Oh, that's naughty. Can't be having that unwholesome imagery in our Hell Let's Play. No, I said that I would not be killing babies in this one, but I want to be absolutely certain I get 30. Look at this little one, hanging out in a little playpen. I'm gonna let that one live just because it's so adorable. It has its own little cage there. Fetus the fetus. There we go. was hoping I'd run into a save point. This is just a fractal forest area. I won't be here. But it's good that I found that save point either way. That means I don't have to run through the fucking area again. I head back to where I came from. Go the other way. Mushroom Mine is another kind of crappy area. And sort of blocks off behind you. So hopefully that saves. This area, as far as I know, requires platforming. I haven't figured out a way past it that doesn't require you to jump down here. And so those giant assholes that slap you. Texture effects here kind of look like gasoline. Alright, let's leave here. There we go. Tree of life. All this for a freaking tree. Reminds me of Avatar. That is not a good thing. I hate that movie so much. Oh, I don't think I've been over here. Secret chamber. Must have missed this place during my first playthrough, and there's a fucking short. But I'm ready for the big boy. I think I found another interesting glitch. I want to appreciate the art, and there we go. The way Succubus moves there kind of falls into a way that she loses her focus. Unbreakable. So you do actually have to sort of jump down, but I'm going to hang up here. The heart. Where are you, big boy? How do I lose sight of a giant fucking demon? Well. Oh, I think this door lets you skip the short fight if you select that in the regular game. But we're almost done with the forest level. And in the regular game, you're supposed to go down here and appreciate one of the sigil arts or something. I've already explored down there. These are supposed to be the faces of like backers. People backed it on Kickstarter. And look at this. It's a mind maze. Or the Maze of Madness, I think. That's pretty cool. Apparently, you're also supposed to be able to see names on some of the corpses if you have a certain feature turned on, but I never figured out how to do that. Like, these bodies up here would have names attached to them. So yeah, it's a forest level. Not too much to talk about there, it's kind of straightforward. But I found some more collectibles. It's like a shit ton. Now we're in the ice world. And I'll say right now, this is actually my least favorite world in the game. I really don't like this place. Oh, this is one of those change the scenery ones. The reason for that is slippery physics. This game already isn't very good with movement, so adding slippery physics to it makes it worse. One heart. Should find a person and grab another. There's a chort there. Just kinda hang out. He was being very uncooperative. You see, like, I'm just trying to walk. Alright, now my joystick moves backwards. It can just be a bit of a hassle. It must suck even more to be the regular person. Like an ice on the Skellis. And these trapped on the Skellises will swipe at you if you get too near. The purpose of them is like you possess a demon and then you go near them and they kill the demon you're possessing. So when you are eventually ejected from it, it doesn't, like, you know, start roaming around again and kill you and make the whole thing pointless. Seems kind of odd that they would be, like, all the way over here in the ice world, not in any other level. Just kind of trying to find a save point, to be honest. Pretty sure there was ice texture that I just passed through, or clipped through, like right here. It just passes completely inside the ice. And this is just an area to find collectibles. Secret chamber. Oh boy. We get statuettes. How lovely. The reason there's so many statuettes is partly because that's what refills that soul line meter, or whatever, the stuff that tells you where to go. There really is just a ridiculous amount of collectibles in the game. Don't really know what the statuettes unlock though. Because I observe the art, and I see the art in the gallery menu. I pick up notes, and I find the notes in the gallery menu. I look at the golden monster statues, not the little goddess statues, but ones that are actually shaped like the demons in the game. And there's different skins to view there. But the statuettes, I have no idea what they actually correspond to. Nope. This is why the ice physics suck so much. Like, I would normally just run right there, get past these things. There's just no good opportunity to do so. Back up, back up. There we go. All this time I still haven't found a save mirror. Should be one in here though. Yep, there it is. Alright. Even though it's not playing the animation, I'm going to assume that it has saved the game. Frozen fire. Huge problem with the ice area is that it just doesn't make exploring very interesting or fun to do. I mean, it's already not exactly all that enjoyable due to the janky movement. But adding slippery physics to that just doesn't work. The ice world is also sort of like a contradiction with the whole idea that this game is supposed to take place in the Dante Inferno hell. There's like 2 ice areas in that story. The first is like the second ring or level, and it's for, I believe, gluttony. And the last, or second, is of course the very final part of hell, the lowest part, with Satan himself trapped within. Here's a painting you can collect. It actually shows demon you'll see in the next world. I'm just going to continue on, actually. Might as well. We're honestly not that far from the end. But mostly I want to get through the ice world, just to get it over with. Really not a fan of that level or world or whatever. Looks quite nice here though. A lot of sprawling vistas and whatnot. Bridge thing, these anti-gravity bridges seem like something that would have been used more, but problem is there's even less maneuverability on them than you usually have. That one actually worked. So it's not very fun to go through. Here's one of the backers. So I guess it is a good thing that they were kind of prudent with their usage. Although you can't, the monsters can't follow you while you're on them. So they do have that advantage that could have been incorporated. His head was about as sturdy as a ceramic. In the original Agony, the first release, he had a hat on that had a dead baby in it. And some people on the Steam forums have asked that they bring the baby back. Level geometry, man. There we go. Ishtar Gate. So in the regular game, there'd be a boss fight over here with that giant demon that was hopping around. I'm worried about that spider. I don't think they attack the succubus. But let's take any chances. Big boy. There we go. Not sure. Can the Ionoskeletons break it? Or not the Ionoskeletons, Succubus. She can. It's probably a secret chamber. And this is another area that I didn't explore because I didn't know about the hearts. I'll admit, it's a lot less frustrating this level when you know you can kill those damn shorts. Yeah, some collectibles. Yay. Alright, so this is one of those notes without a person there. This would have been like the Pilgrim, I think, if they hadn't removed the name from it. And that's it, actually. Another reason to be back here. I do wonder why they removed that name, though. Because it was in like the Floating Forest gameplay trailer. And then for whatever reason it was removed in like the base game in Agony Unrated. Is it because they only wanted King Nimrod to be the person writing notes? In which case, why keep those notes? make sure you're stocked up. Oh yeah, just rip the heart out of his arm. This game and its impeccable anatomy. What about you? Where you keep your hearts? At least that's close to where it should be. These ice sculptures with long fingers. I wonder what's up with that. There's probably like a collectible in there or something. They have this trapped Leviathan. This sad boy. This is where I was originally. I haven't able to get up here. What? Are you still alive? Alright, I'm legitimately confused. Alright, so the game actually crashed when I completed the level. So now I'm back here again. It wasn't too long of a journey because the chapter select thing starts you halfway. Remember I went up there last time? Well, it turns out I'm a complete dumbass. You're actually supposed to go over here. Real DSP moment. And here's why I really like the fact that these don't hurt you when they retract. Because it's slippery physics here. And I want to be able to move forward as soon as possible. And the next area is this sort of MC Escher ruins up there. These Ifrits here, which as it turns out are in the ice world, so I was wrong about them being in the only starting out in the fourth world, are non-hostile to the succubus, so you can just run by them. Not up here. There's not really much to explore here in this area. I think this is the way. The spider's freaking following me. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Take down this Omskellis. Yeah, dude. And we're in the Ishur Temple, which I think is another name for the Red Goddess, if I have my lore straight. Head over here. One of those ones that don't react to you. These statues here actually appear in the demo in that pit area. When you die and you're in soul form, they appear at the top area, but you can't see them when you're still alive. That always struck me as kind of odd. There really isn't much to talk about over here. It's just run from point A to point B. I think a lot of Agony playthroughs ended up being that at some point, just because the original game was so frustrating to get through. And I would say that a lot of the core mechanics that make it frustrating, such as movement, which I have been very outspoken about my criticisms of, still remain. In the first version of Agony, when playing through Succubus Mode, there was a glitch where going through the waterfall kills you. Now right there is the end of the stage. If I pass through there, the card thing showing how many statues and paintings and all that I collected will appear. I'm going to stop recording and start recording again, just in case the game crashes on. Alright, didn't crash. Got all the letters though. That's nice. And if you were missing meat from the previous levels, don't worry. We have meat. We have tons and... Get out of the way. We have tons and tons of meat. Glorious, delicious, nutritious meat. I'm gonna let it spin again. I can just go down here. Even a collectible. That was a really awkward way to bend down. There's another collectible there. No getting past this as Succubus. So who would win? A demon from hell, one of the most loyal servants of the Red Goddess, or one bit of foliage? The answer will surprise you. Or not if you've been watching this Let's Play. Brazen Bull. Also a Succubus door. How did I miss this statue? Maybe I didn't miss it. It was one of the statues that you can't pick up for whatever reason. Because occasionally the grabbing or interacting prompt is bugged. Oop, gotta take care of this. Nope. Ton of babies here. We definitely should have like 30 by now. Goodbye. My favorites are the regular babies. Like, people thought the old man babies were edgy, and now we have regular babies to stomp on. And apparently, according to the lead developer, when you die in hell, you gestate inside someone else and are born again. I wonder if you have like a childhood, or if your body just sort of grows up into a regular adult human. Don't mean to interrupt your fun here, just need to collect that. Alright, I've definitely been here because I remember collecting that angel. There. Let's see, anything I can interact with? Doesn't look like it. Just all this meat. Avert your eyes, vegans. Personally, I think we should unify vegans and omnivores and agree it's perfectly ethical to eat furries. We can bridge this gap together. Oh great, those little spiders, those things can actually hurt you. Oh, there's a note here. I'll take care of this Onosculus first. I don't know if she can hurt you while you're interacting with something, but I do recall that one short kill. Besides, we can always use more hearts. Oh, I missed this note. Alright, now speaking of shorts, in here's one. And this is actually where I accidentally killed a short. There he is. There you go. Didn't have a good opportunity to explore this area. Look, Mrs. Collectible. Nice chandelier. We really are like super close to being finished. Like legit really close. Just picking up some collectibles I missed. There's one of those upgrade apples. I don't think we saw those in this whole Let's Play. If only you can do this on a plane when some sack of shit decides to bring their babies along. What's over here? Note. I kinda wanna grab the note. That is not a note, that is a human being. Now it's a dead one. Oh, it's not a note either, it's a fucking statuette. Lame. It's like this invisible wall here. I'm just gonna drop down. It's a lot easier. That was on purpose, you know, there's two statuettes here I wanted to collect. I'm not bad at video games. There's something going on down there. Part of me wants to jump down there, but part of me just says, let's finish the game. That's what we shall do, because we're actually really close to the end. Believe it or not. Alright, that's just me being bad at video games. Mother of abomination fools us all. Either me being bad at video games or developers being bad at programming, platforming. Your choice. Now this area took me a while to figure out, and I was trying to like go over there, or go all the way over there. Turns out you don't go either of those areas, just hop down here into the meat tunnel, which then took me a long time to figure out, because there's this freaking chort down here that will attack you. Oh shit, those guys. That's a new hazard. Those guys explode and damage you. Grab this. Real big boy. I'll just skedaddle. You need to go over here. And you head on over here. Let's see. I think it's over here. Oh, it might be. Hang on, Skellis. I don't think we've seen that animation. That specific one yet. I think this is the right way. And it's like one of those guys. I really don't like those guys. Not over here. Over here. Just gotta shimmy your way to victory. You can tell there's a lot to load in these areas because of all the shimmying. Yeah, I'm onto your tricks, game devs. I know a hidden loading screen when I see one. Can't fool me. Here we go. This is probably one of my favorite places visual-wise in the game. It just looks like absolute chaos, which I guess is a point, but I'm saying they've, done a good job depicting that. Here's a Nanoskelis. Haven't been able to really look around for any collectibles in the area. These Ifrits don't hurt you, but I'd like to avoid them anyways. Skellis. That's a new animation too. like the giant eyes. Oh, one of these assholes, really. Worst part. Collectible, right here. Just here to spoil my fucking party. Just wanna, walk around slowly, appreciate the landscape, and they're like, nope. I mean, we're both demons. We're on the same side. Sort of. Just getting stabbed. Floating temple. Haven't explored up here. A lot of sort of golden bodies laying around that tricks the eyes into thinking they're statuettes. This area would be a lot easier with a mini-map. Unfortunately, Succubus Mode does not have a mini-map. This guy. It's like the Red Goddess just gave up on architecture. Alright, here's like an Anaskilus here. Come here, girl. Come on. Come here. And there's the ending area. Told you we were close. Bet you didn't believe me with how long I've bumbled through some of the other areas. Nope, I was right that time. Come on, Succubus. That thing kinda looks like a wang. Cathedral of the Goddess. Almost at the end. And you can be sure to check out this painting, because I think it's actually one of the better paintings in the game. Really like the layout of this. The somber music. The green sky is a very interesting design choice. I think a lot of games would choose like red, orange, and yellow sky. They want something visually distinct. It works well with the sort of reddish, brownish tones of this area here. The only other color sticking out is this purple. It's a long way down. So interesting fact, the lead developer, Tomek Duktwich, I think his name is, the whole inspiration for this game actually came from a drawing of like an angel he did, and looks very similar to the angels that are actually found in the game. Seems like an odd starting point for a game like this, but well, I guess that just shows how far concept can go, turn into an actual execution. Now how good the execution is, that depends on the person. I think there's some objectively poor instances of execution in the game. I think there's also some very grand executions in the game. Gotta kill these babies. Not even to be sure that we get those 30 babies, just for the fun of it. You're out in the whatever's illuminating this area, and you're still so bloody pale. I guess even albinos go to hell. That's a very noticeable lighting change. What I want to see first is if you can appreciate this art back here, because the first time I came down here I wasn't able to sneeze there. I was wondering if it's because the prompt thing was broken. That was an invisible, oh, not invisible barrier, just this. It doesn't look like you can appreciate this art. Maybe you stand here. It's worth a try. These golden pieces here, but I have no idea where any of the other ones are. It's a fairly isolated area, all things considered. Sort of expansive, but also quite empty. Over there is where Nimrod's supposed to go. Can appreciate this art. Can. Alright, so then what's wrong with that art? I think there's a painting over here too. These people here, they're not having fun. And again, these people aren't having much fun either. Fortunately, can't collect these paintings here. That'd be a very easy way to grab some of these ones. But you can see all the different forms the Red Goddess took over the course of history. So I was actually right. I actually predicted when the demo came out that these statuettes are like the gods people have worshipped over time and are related to the Red Goddess somehow. So it was like, assuming Native American one, perhaps. There's Red Goddess herself, though I don't know if that's her actual form or just another form she has taken. This one kind of looks like Mother Mary and Jesus, which would be really interesting actually if it turns out that the Judeo-Christian mythos were just another ploy by the Red Goddess. There's this Egyptian one, and this Aztec one. Because in the game's lore, God does actually exist. Oh, this doesn't take you anywhere. Like, there is like an all-father or all-powerful God figure. And the Red Goddess is like another deity that was birthed somehow or at some point. And she took over hell from Satan. She managed to lock him up and controls a huge portion of hell. There's more, there's like a Hindu one, and for whatever reason this painting doesn't come up, but looks like an old fertility goddess. There's another old fertility goddess. This one, I don't know, looks like another sort of old caveman thing. Here's where you put the head. I don't know where the other parts are. And here's another fertility goddess. I'm actually gonna pause here and look around for the golden hands, because they might be in the temple. I mean, they should be. This is the only area you can access right now. So I'll come back if I find any. Alright, one of them was right here between these pregnant women. One of the feet is hiding out underneath Mother Mary here. Alright, here's the entrance to the area. Make a left from it, and here's a hand. Right by this cauldron. And the last part is by the other cauldron on the right side of the door. So we should have all of the parts. I dropped off the parts at the body on the top area, so that's why there's only 2 of them here. And get short. Get to observe our big boy. That reveals something we haven't accessed before. The only place I could think it would be is here, and this room isn't open at all, so like even if I run right into it. So I have no idea about that. I'm so mad I can kill baby. So I guess we'll just go down to the exit over here. This is where the succubus mode ends. I don't know why I didn't do that before. Succubi don't suffer fall damage. There's Red Goddess.
You're finally here. Why did it take so long?
I had to eat for the both of us.
Let's check how our little child is doing. She's beautiful, frail and deformed. Take this. Remember, you must take her life when he is still inside. That's the only way to bring back your wings.
You're too good to me.
Oh, really? In that case, we both deserve punishment.
That's the same ending I got last time, so I guess you have to do something else first. And you'll notice the red goddess's mouth especially wasn't moving all that much. I think that might be an animation error. Alright, well, that concludes Let's Play. Hope you enjoyed it. I gave you something to think about and otherwise entertained you. Here's something I kinda noticed. You notice a tentacle coming out of his chest? That's his wing. And yet, despite the placement there in the paintings, in one of the artworks of the game, which is not here, here. You'll notice that the tentacle is coming out of his crotch rather than his belly button, like in the game. So I think this might be like an early concept art, and they had to move it upwards due to censorship, maybe? That's my theory. Where would an Onoskelus even get these bone decorations? I was sort of under the assumption they're supposed to be mindless beasts, and yet apparently they were able to fashion themselves some decorations. At least I assume it's this Onoskelus who made it herself. This is the only Onoskelus I unlocked apparently, because I don't think any of the modders or shorts or anything else will be making outfits. Evidently Donald Trump backed the game. King Arthur, Dante. These people just love their references. There's also a guy named himself Rick Sanchez much earlier. Personally, I blame the failing of the first game on Boomer. Considering that generation fucked everything else, it would be no surprise if they also fucked this game. I have no idea what the knowledge is supposed to do. I really don't, cause like, you look at the paintings, you collect the paintings, you look at the gold statues, you collect those, you pick up letters, you pick up notes, and I can't unlock these with knowledge, apparently. I can't really unlock these either.